So this month my favourites have really consisted of items that I've been using for a while now, but I've used them so often that I kind of didn't realise they were even my favourites. They were just stuff that I use all the time, and then only kind of when I was really thinking, okay, what are my favourites this month? And then I couldn't think at all, like I just couldn't even decide. I had no idea what they were, and then I just kind of thought, okay, what would I be upset about if I didn't have that? And then I realised, okay, the stuff that are, like everything that's my favourite are items that really I would be really upset about, and I use day to day. First items I'm going to talk about are actually, I've got quite a few items from Urban Decay, so I think I'll just round the Urban Decay little group up. So the first item has got to be my Naked 3 palette. It's got this, I think, I didn't really use it that much. I wasn't wearing eyeshadow day to day, well, on a daily basis at all. And then recently I've really kind of been enjoying wearing eyeshadow. Like I wear eyeshadow day to day to work and even to uni all the time, which I would have never done before because I just thought, oh, I look too much. But I've really been enjoying using eyeshadow, even to just do really basic looks like I have on today, but it just adds something to your look. And these shades are really, really nice because, as you guys probably all know, they're more pink and rosy toned, and I wouldn't really say they're purely pink toned. I'd say they're more like kind of taupe toned and mauve toned, but it's really nice because it adds something different to a really simple eye where you would probably usually use brown, but that kind of touch of mauve and pink really looks, it just looks like different, and it doesn't look like the usual kind of like standard natural eye. The next item from Urban Decay is actually another palette, but it's not an eye palette. It is their flushed palette, and it is the flushed palette in the colour Street. So I've really been loving this palette, but in particular I've really been loving the highlighter in it, which is in the middle here, and it's got a big fat dent in it. Now this palette is so nice. I love the bronzer and I love the blush, but the highlight in particular is my favourite. The highlight is my favourite for sure. I literally use this highlight every day. I feel like out of all the highlights that I have, this is the highlighter that I always am drawn to and I always end up grabbing for. And also this highlight, every time I wear it, every time Gertie asks me what highlight I'm wearing, it's always this highlight. And it's the one I have on today. I don't know if it's going to show in camera, but I'll do a close-up in a second. And it's such a nice highlight. When you first see it, you might be put off, especially if you do have a slightly darker skin tone. You might think, oh, this just looks like a pearly highlight. Definitely swatch it first because the actual shimmer in it is golden. So on the skin, it looks different to how it looks in the pan, and it is so pretty. And I will definitely repurchase the palette just for the highlighter alone. I absolutely love that highlight. And I feel like no one has really spoken about that highlighter or the flush palettes kind of like in depth, but I love that highlighter. It is amazing. It is the Perversion mascara. Now this came out recently and I think people are really interested in it because it was posted on Kim Kardashian's makeup artist's Instagram. He posted that he used it on her on the wedding day. I mean, we don't know if it's true or not, but that is what kind of got me interested in the product as well. And as soon as it came out, I went out and got it, and honestly I absolutely love it. I have really short and straight eyelashes, and it's really hard for me to find a mascara that I like that isn't specifically a curling mascara and isn't like specifically waterproof. Now I think this is actually waterproof and it just works really nicely. I'm happy with it. I feel like it gets the results I want quickly. Like I get the length and the volume of this, even though the brush of this isn't typically what I would go for. Usually I'd go for ones that are very kind of plastic and hard to really kind of get in between the lashes, but I've really been loving this and I think I will definitely be repurchasing it. But it's kind of hard with mascaras because there's always a new mascara out, and mascaras are those sort of things that you always want to keep on trying out. So we'll see, but if I don't get swept away by another mascara, this will definitely be repurchased. This item has got to be my Nars Laguna bronzer. Now I got this at IMATS and you can see my IMATS haul that I got it. Now I haven't got like such a big dent in it, but I literally use this every day. It's such the perfect colour for a very light skin tone because oh, I don't know how to explain it. It's not too warm, you're not going to look orange, but it still has a warmth in it. So sometimes, like I used to always wear Hoola, Benefit's Hoola, and I love that bronzer. I honestly would repurchase that, but that has like literally no warmth in it. And sometimes you do need like that little bit of warmth. Like no one's talking orange, but just a little bit of warmth, and I've been loving it, and it just goes on really smoothly, and I've loved using it all over the face and also as like a stronger kind of contour shade as well. It's definitely going to be like a holy grail product of mine. So the next product is the MAC Prep and Prime. Now I can't remember what this is called exactly. I think they're called this is in the colour Light Boost, and this is one of their highlighter pens, and this is looking so disgusting, but this is in the more kind of yellowy shade, and I wasn't like too fussed about it. It's one of those products, when I bought it I wasn't like, oh I need that, I just happened to buy it, but now I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy putting this on after concealer, and it's not too thick to use as a highlight product. So if you're someone who's starting up and you want to get into highlighting and contouring, this would be a good product to use because it's not too cakey, has good coverage, and it blends really nicely. So if you're kind of still a bit scared about how to highlight and contour, this would be a really good product to get, just to put over your concealer and to highlight some areas very quickly without kind of being too scared of it being over the top. My Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the colour Chocolate. Now, I have been using this for ages now, guys, and it's looking pretty grubby, but honestly, like, this is gonna last forever. You only need the tiniest bit. And again, it's one of those products that I literally use every day. When I use a different eyebrow product, I'm not satisfied anymore with it. Like, the finish of it is perfect. My eyebrows can get quite kind of like fluffy, and I used to always use an eyeshadow or just like a powder. And I kind of never thought that I needed something kind of with more of a waxy kind of texture. And now this isn't waxy, this is like a mousse. That's how I'll describe it, like a mousse for your eyebrows. But honestly, it is amazing. I wouldn't pick anything else now. Like, this is a product that I have to use day to day, and I just use an angled brush, and it just goes on so nicely. It is something that, if you're new to filling your eyebrows, you do have to kind of practice with, but once you've got the hang of it, you will never go back to anything else. It honestly is amazing. And I got it in the colour Chocolate. Now, I would recommend, before buying it, just make sure you definitely have a look at the colour range and make sure you get the right colour range, because for eyebrow product it's quite expensive. I think it was about £12. I'm not 100% sure that price, but I'll link it below. Just make sure you definitely look at swatches and colour charts, because I was going to go for a completely different colour, the colour above this, but I'm so glad I looked at some swatches and some YouTube tutorials of people using the colour Chocolate, because Chocolate, when you look at the swatches, that would seem like way too dark for me, but I needed something that had no warmth in it, and all the lighter browns had a lot of warmth in it, and it would have suited my my like hair colouring and everything. So just make sure you definitely have a look at that before you buy. Just make sure you definitely have a look. Last makeup favourite has got to be my kind of new lipstick from MAC, and it's in the colour Honey Love, and honestly I have been loving this lipstick. It's my go-to nude now. It's what I have on today. I've used a lip liner from NYX in the colour Mauve, so it's slightly darker, but it's honestly the perfect kind of like day-to-day nude for me. I feel like it's not too dark or not too light, and I always feel so like put together and satisfied when I wear it. Like sometimes with certain nudes I feel like, oh, they're too orange for me, too brown toned or too pink, but this, I'm just so happy with it, and it's a matte finish as well, so it's so long lasting. My last favourite, guys, has got to be my trainers. Now these are the Nike Theas. Before they used to be sold out a lot, but you can definitely find them in loads of places now. I think at ASOS and Office now. And I got them in a size 6, I believe, but I'm really happy with them. To be honest, all I live in is trainers, so my Nike Theas or slip-ons, and my slip-ons are usually just like from H&M. But that's all I live in, and I'm so glad that now like trainers and slip-ons are on trend, because they're so comfortable and it just makes day-to-day like life so much easier instead of having to wear like really uncomfortable shoes. yeah. So those were all my monthly favourites, guys. Now, I was a bit wary of including skincare because I have actually got some favourite products, but I feel like I want to give them a bit more time before I kind of rave about them. But those are all my October favourites, and I am missing a dark lip, but I'm gonna really make an effort to I want to wear all of my dark lips and really find my favourite fall colour or my favourite selection of fall colours. So in the next favourites, that's definitely what I'm going to be talking about.